Did I ever tell you the story of the parakeet and the iguana? Two friends just chilling out in the open west. The parakeet told the iguana the story about this princess iguana who lived with the pink dolphins, and she was the perfect match for this iguana. And as the two were talking, they ordered some food at the restaurant and they were eating, and everything was going so great. Life could not be happier. But then all of a sudden these rude intruder dogs came in and started eating their food right off their plate. And they started a fight and took out the iguana and knocked him out. Pretty soon the parakeet rescued his friend and had him in a safe place and was trying to heal him and restore him. And as the iguana lay in the cave, just barely conscious, something bad really happened. The dogs killed his parakeet friend and the iguana was there all alone. The dogs were laughing in the distance. Ha 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 ha. Now the iguana was dreaming of someday rescuing the princess, and he knew that he had to make it to the glass kingdom at some point where the cat could help him. But first, the cat had to let him in. He was still injured, and he convinced the cat that he would take care of any dogs that would be tormenting them. So the cat let him in, and let him in to use the healing waters of the glass palace. And then soon they called the doctor, and the doctor checked out Mr. Iguana and saw that he could use some more healing, so they gave him some magic watermelon to eat. And this restored his powers. And the cat was so happy that the iguana would take care of the dogs that had been menacing the palace. And so the cat also gave some of its restorative powers, its purrs and its pets, to the iguana and was healing it. And the cat was so grateful that the iguana had arrived to help with the dogs that had been tormenting them. So the iguana started formulating his plan of how he was going to get rid of the dogs. But pretty soon the dogs started figuring out that something was afoot. And the iguana had the plan to tell the humans, "You don't need dogs in the Crystal Palace. Any animal can bring you your slippers." The dogs didn't like this and they took out the humans. And so now the humans were no longer allowed in the Crystal Palace. And the iguana hid the cat. You see, the dogs had poisoned the meal the night before, and the cat was sick to his stomach, and the iguana hid them far above where the dogs could get to him. And the iguana returned the favor that he learned about the powerful purring, and he healed the cat and brought him back to his health. And then he explained his plan, and he said, "What I will do is I will sneak out of the palace and I will hide among any of the statues that are around outside of the palace. And I will go and talk to my friends that are out in the far west, the reptiles, and I will tell them my plan that we have to get rid of the vicious dogs that are ruling in the Crystal Palace." And the cat begged the iguana not to go. "Please, there must be some other plan that you can come up with to get rid of the terrible dogs in the palace." And the reptile said, "No, I must go." And his plan worked out even better than he thought, and he found the perfect disguise. But there was only one problem. When he found his reptile friends out in the west, they said they would not go up against the dogs, but instead they would give him peyote, which was a very powerful magic that would give him the strength to fight the doggos himself. And so our hero iguana ate the peyote, and he started to feel the powers within his body, giving him strength. And so he made it back to the Crystal Palace, and he gave a death stare that took care of the tormentous dogs. And the cat was so happy that she gave him another purring, healing purr. And he was so ready to go and find his iguana princess that he charged out of the palace and found her. And they lived happily ever after among the pink dolphins. That's the story of the iguana.